Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And we're little demons.
Only sometimes.
Now today we'll be doing a Kickstarter preview of...
Ninth Circle! Ninth Circle.
Our microphone just broke.
Uh-oh. It's about pleasing the demon lord. Malacoda. Malacoda. Ninth Circle is a 2 to 5 player game. It's designed by Nick Cravata and Rebecca Blah, and it's published by R&R Games, who helped sponsor this video.
In this game that takes about 45 minutes to play, you'll take a role of a demon lord trying to gain favor from Malacoda.
This guy.
You'll do this by controlling the 8 realms and sending your minions and shades to do your dirty work. Will you succeed? We don't know. But let's give you a quick overview of how to play. As always, you'll begin by setting up. You'll randomly select 8 realms and arrange them in a circle, making sure that no 2 red power realms are adjacent to each other. Each player will then receive a box with minions, a berserk minion, a favor marker, 3 movement markers, and 8 demon shades, along with a planning board and a player's shield. You will place your planning board in front of you behind your player shield, and then place a number of minions behind your shield based on your player count. You'll then place your favor marker on the 0 space of the score track, Malacoda on realm A, realm markers and black mercenary cubes to the side, and you're now ready to play. In Ninth Circle, you'll take the role of a demon lord that desires favor from Malacoda to become the most powerful demon lord there is. The game will end on the round that one player reaches or surpasses 25 favor, or when Malacoda comes back to the realm in the A position. The game is played in rounds, where each round will have 4 phases. Let's go over them. Phase 1, reinforce and move. Here's where you'll take the minions behind your player shield and allocate them in realms on your planning board. This is the reinforce action. The move action in this phase is executed through your movement markers. You'll place them on the planning board to indicate minion movement in the next phase. This is the primary way you can move minions into the Ninth Circle. You can also use these tokens to move a single minion multiple times, however you cannot do that through the Ninth Circle. Once everyone has finished their secret placements, all players will lift up their shields. Starting with the first player and proceeding clockwise, each player executes their reinforce and move actions. You're now ready for Phase 2, determine realm dominance. Starting with a realm containing Malacoda, the demon lord with the most minions in that realm seizes control. Any shade that was there is removed, and the player with the most minions places their shade in that realm. If there is a tie, neither player takes control. They're too busy fighting. This either means that the player with the next highest minions obtains control, or if there's no one present, the control is maintained with the player whose shade is currently present there. To finish off this phase, all berserk minions are now destroyed. We'll discuss how you get these now as we look at Phase 3, use realm powers. Starting with the realm with Malacoda, the demon lord who controls the realm must utilize the power of this realm. Realms vary in abilities. Let's go over them quickly. These are power realms. These realms will gain power as you gain more favor from Malacoda, which in turn makes them stronger. If you look at the favor track, there are 3 sections you can be in, and each corresponds to a number of stars, which is the amount of actions you can take corresponding to each of your power realms. Banish allows you to move opposing players' minions. The Berserk realm generates Berserk minions, which are worth 3 minions instead of 1, but are destroyed every turn. Destroy lets you return different players' minions back to the supply, and Mind Swap lets you swap minions with another player. And that's the power realms. These realms are realms that affect other realms. Bind essentially binds a realm. Minions here cannot be physically moved from this realm by any action or another power. Immunity gives your minions immunity from that realm. So if you choose to place the token on bind, for example, your minions cannot be bound and can move. Possess gives you the ability to possess the minions of another player in that realm. You'll place your shade standing on the marker and place another shade belonging to another player currently present in that realm to lie flat on the marker. Their minions will now count as your own. Now these are the realms that change the balance of power. Mercenaries allow you to add 1 mercenary minion to any realm. This minion will report to the shade currently in control of that realm. Portal gives you the opportunity to exchange all minions on the portal realm with all minions of another realm. Raise grants you a minion on your planning board from your supply. And that's all the realms. You'll take turns activating the realms until all the realms of the shade have been activated. You'll place the shades on their back to indicate the activation of each realm. Now, the fourth and the last phase, score. First, all the minions in the 9th circle are sacrificed to feed Malacoda's insatiable appetite. In return, you'll obtain favor. The player with the most minions sacrificed will obtain 5 favor, the next 3, and so on according to the graph on the board. If there are ties, each of the players will gain a reward for the next lower level. The minions destroyed here will return back to each player's supply. Malacoda now grants 1 favor for each realm you control. However, for each realm that you gain a favor, you must destroy 1 minion present of yours in that realm. Finally, the realm Malacoda is currently present in will award an additional favor to the player who controls it, so 2 total favor instead of 1. Finally, after all the sacrifices and destruction, Malacoda will take pity and grant each player the ability to summon new minions. Depending on the favor ranking, each player will obtain minions from their supply to place behind their player shield, getting ready for the next phase. Malacoda is then moved to the next realm clockwise, and a new round begins. You'll keep playing, gaining favor, shifting control of realms until one Demon Lord reaches or surpasses 25 favor, or when Malacoda travels through all these realms and comes back to 8. At this point, the game is over and the player with the most favor wins.
Will you be the most devious demon among them all?
Hopefully. Well, what are some of the reasons that you should check out 9th Circle?
First one, let's talk about the hidden selection and like the hidden placement that you're going to be going through while playing this game.
The mechanics in this game are really fun because you'll all have your minions at the same time. You'll try to navigate where you want to send them on the board. But then you'll do the big reveal, and one by one placing those minions on the board, things will shift. Control will shift. You'll maybe gain favor in those actions. And I think it's really exciting game or round to round because you're able to grow your favor with Malacoda and hopefully even do more actions.
Yes, because I think because the game is not limited by rounds, you end up having to play up until somebody scores a certain amount of points, so you never know when the game is truly going to end. You have a sense of when it could potentially end, but when it comes down to that, the first round is very interesting because everybody's deciding what moves they want to take right away, and then slowly shifting to how can I manipulate this board to be able to play in the spaces that I want to play and use those actions like I want to use them.
That's a really good point. The first turn is very different than all the other turns because you're putting everybody, all your minions are taking over the realms. It's like the big charge. And then there's more maintenance and more strategic movement, which is really exciting.
Yeah, and also because turn order shifts and somebody else is going first, all of a sudden you may have placed these arrows down that would have been an advantage to you, all of a sudden not so much an advantage, or it seemed like almost not a pointless move, but a not so strong move because now all of a sudden you don't have control of the space that you were hoping to have control of.
Your Demon Lord tasks are just failing you. But I think that makes a perfect transition for a second point, which is the chaos.
Yeah.
I think in this game, because you're all doing everything simultaneously and then revealing and placing, you never quite know what's going to happen. You never quite know where you're going to have control or not because of the brilliant tiebreaker rule.
Yeah.
Especially in a higher player game, if all of a sudden you see me and Tyler competing for this and we have maybe 8 minions, and all of a sudden Tyler has 8 minions, someone with 1 minion now has control because we're tied. And I think those swings are really exciting because you never quite know. Even if someone does have a predominant control there, you can still somehow sneak in there and become the shade that controls the realm.
Yeah, you can play that to your advantage, of course, because if you can just leave one person in there and then just hope for the best. Or maybe you want to force a tie and you're okay with giving the lower person a benefit for that area. Then you could just move somebody in, and now all of a sudden I'm blocking Ilya from being able to take that move again. So there's these hints of strategy that's almost like a take that feel that leads into this chaotic mess and very thematic synergy with this game, which makes it quite fun.
You really do embody the Demon Lord. So if you like games where you do kind of push somebody out, because there's a lot of times where Well, I guess we as Canadians have apologized a lot in this game to be like,
Oh,
I'm so sorry. It's just the best thing for me to do. I have to get rid of you. You just can't exist here anymore.
Play to win.
But
Play
I
to
feel
win.
like that happens almost every single round, if not every single turn. There's always your strategy is going to be detrimental to other players.
Yeah, but it is part of the game, and the nice thing what they've done in this game is they've set it up so you're not always going to be able to impact just one person. Like a lot of times early on, yes, it'll be one person, but when you're able to do destroy 2 demons, you actually have to destroy one person and then another person's demon. So it's
no ganging up.
splits it up. Yeah, there's no ganging up.
Yep. Now our last point is
the strategy of the game. Kind of like I was alluding to before, the very beginning of the game is just like, oh, go for it, charge into the spaces that you want. And then already in round 2, it's evolved into this, how do I move around all of my folks without, or with maximizing what it is that I want to do with the limited resources that I have. Because you start off being able to place like 17 demons, and now all of a sudden you're only able to place 3 or 4. And you can move them around, of course, but still, the idea there is that you're limited all of a sudden. So it makes for some pretty smart strategic thinking and moving around, and hopes to be able to like play the player but also play the board.
Yeah, the really interesting strategy aspect of this game that I enjoy is in order to be successful, you really have to have like gradual growth in your favor. Because there's been games where I've gone in and I'm like, well, I'm going to go in 9 circle and get those like 5 points right away, try to get dominance, try to get control as much of the things as possible. But then all of a sudden, I don't have as many minions.
Exactly.
And it's harder to catch up. And then all of a sudden, Tyler here, coming from behind, catching up, and just getting all the favor from Malacoda. But on the other side of it, too, you can't play too passive. Because if you're just gradually kind of setting up to have the big plays later, somebody could just lap you and just be further ahead. So I think part of the strategy in this game is finding that narrow window of how do you get enough favor, but not too much that you still have minions that you can continue to gain favor.
Yeah.
And I think that's really clever, especially in a higher player count game where there's so much going on. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, you've got to be able to manage your resources and also pay attention to what other people are doing, because the pace of the game is really set by the players that you're playing with. The nice thing about the 8 different realms that you'll be able to use is that they offer a lot of different abilities that may not necessarily be good earlier on, or maybe they are, maybe you find a way for it. But some of them are very good late game, and you'll need to be able to adjust for that or even prepare for that, so you're later on being able to, for example, portal your minions into the 9th circle and portal everybody's minions out of the 9th circle. All of a sudden, that's a huge swing for you, and maybe it even declares you the winner.
Oh, Tyler. I was doing this because a lot of the realms also complement each other.
They do, yes.
If you plan your strategy to complement the realms and the control, it can be really beneficial in your Demon Lord's favor.
Exactly.
Well, overall, who do we think will enjoy 9th Circle?
I think if you're almost like a play the player, take that type of person, this game is probably a good introduction to more people. It plays at a higher player count as well, so if all 3 of those things, the take that, the hidden placement, and the high player count, speaks to you, I think 9th Circle is a great game for you to pick up.
I also think it's a fantastic thematic game. I think you can light some candles in your room.
Oh, jeez.
And then just sit there, because you will be pushing people out. You'll be destroying other people's minions. You'll be controlling the 9 realm and making sacrifices to Malacoda. So I think you can really embody that and really enjoy the game. Come in black hoods. Just go for the full fantasy.
Yeah, that's one way to do it, that's for sure. Jeez.
Well, if any of those elements appeal to you, make sure to kick that Kickstarter link down below and check out the project for yourself. Learn a little bit more about the 9th Circle.
Exactly. We've enjoyed our plays through this game, and like we said, you could definitely check out the link down below to learn a little bit more. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us a question down in the comments below. And of course, if you liked this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. We always love chatting about board games with you folks and making board game content on the weekly basis.
And lastly, for our question of the day, if you had to embody a Demon Lord, what would your name be?
What would my name be if I was a demon?
I think I would be Dingus.
Okay.
Because it'd be funny if like the demon came in and his name is Dingus and he got you good.
Mine would be Demonocracy.
Ooh.
Because like democracy but with demon in it.
Would you ruin democracy?
Maybe that's what my demon
Inkling
goal
is?
would be. I don't know how that works, but
oh, demons.
yes.
Well, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.